Hello. It is not Wednesday. No, it's Monday. Because we usually do a collab on Wednesday. Met open my page. I'm not streaming now. Mate, I muted on stream. Zomaar skaften.
Hello. We good? Scuffy, and you know the truth. Hello. Thank you, Trace. Thank you for the lag. I'm so glad I didn't fucking. I know, now I wish I had said the intro while I was muted. God damn it. Back to like, thank you, Dav Chaos. Kimmy, say something. You're still working, right? You motherfucker, you're not gonna speak until I say it, are you? Oh no, hold on. Working. Just make sure everything is working. Hello. Goddess of Sleep has awoken. My name is Skadi. Let's stay up together. Kill me. No, I think he's doing a bit, because I can't hear him now. Hi, Kiba. I fixed my mic, but now we can't hear. Kimmy, hold on. Properties. Oh, for fuck's sake. Kimmy, are you alive? Type something to me. The scuff. The scuff! Poor Kimmy. What is happening? Kimmy, recall me. Hang up and recall. Turn it off and then on again. No, I can't hear you. Wait till you wait for the scuff. Thank you, Kibo. I know your mic lags, Kimmy. It's on my end. No, all of my audio works. Shit, hang on. I'll hang up and I will recall. Hello?
Hello.
There we go! Change your name to somniskadi. Let me say this again. The goddess of sleep and the queen of scuff has awoken. Holy shit!
Of sleep and scuff.
Of sleep and scuff. It's like of mice and men, except nobody ends up getting shot at the end. Oh my god, I need a drink. Anyway, hi!
Like an
Oh,
alcoholic one?
it hasn't been 15 minutes. Sleep and scuff trademark. Plenty of plushies? Yay! We love plushies. Okay. Hiya. It's Monday. We are doing our little collab.
Oh, that's
today.
why it's scuff.
What? Because it's Monday. Oh, that explains it. Fucking Mondays. Oh my god.
On Mondays it's usually worse.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Alright. So. Huh. I'm all scuffed out, I think. Until we gotta move over to your slideshow and everything. That's when the real chaos is gonna begin, isn't it?
I mean, it's not really a slideshow, it's just me explaining stuff and then showing some pictures to make it easier to see what I mean.
Oh, hi, Ski. Hi.
It's nothing fancy.
Yappers today. Yeah, today we're yapping.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's okay.
Somniskadi. I really do need to like trademark that. It's just unbelievable. What are you all yapping about? Just kind of things. Just like Timmy wants to talk about graphics. Was it?
Yeah, graphics, I think. Because
Yeah.
in the previous stream, you asked me to like explain graphic settings to you.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just went out, looked for every graphic setting that you can find, or rather every common one,
Mm-hmm.
and then researched them, the ones that I didn't know about.
Oh,
And
so I can understand them. Oh,
yeah,
thank you. So this is gonna be a real lesson for me. Real
yeah,
lesson. Yeah, yippee! I love yapping. Yes, yapping is good.
maybe.
Yep. No games today, just yapping, which is good. Might talk about some games we want to play though, especially because
Oh.
I've got some ideas, some fun ideas. On Thursday night, it'll be a rare Thursday stream for me. We're obviously getting into Shadow of the Erd Tree. I'm hyped for that.
Ooh, is
I'm
that
really hyped.
Elden Ring DLC?
Yep, yep.
I didn't know it. It just sounded like one.
And we've got a new villain to deal with, Mesmer the Impaler. Um,
Ooh.
yeah. Oh, he's gonna be scary as hell. And there's a Wicker Man. There's a dancing lion. And I don't know
Mm.
what else there is, but there's gonna be some good stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it's all about it's the story is going to be following the demigod Mikola, who is he is an Empyrean cursed with eternal youth, and he has an alter ego called Saint Trina, who is like associated with sleep, which hello, I love. So
Yes, of course.
more of a Vlad the Impaler kind of guy. Oh my goodness. Also, where'd you get that choker? Send link.
Huh?
Hot Topic? I think that's where I got it from.
Now we really need to play Devil May Cry 5. Then if you have a
Yeah.
whole character, this is from Hot Topic.
What? The whole character's from Hot Topic? Oh, V?
Yeah. Yeah.
You were right. He was suspicious.
Yeah. How far are you, by the way, in this series? You said you were on Devil May Cry 3?
Yeah, I've been playing that on stream, but I don't think I can play it on stream. Honestly, you guys, I'm really bad at it. Like, I think I need to play it by myself just to go through it, and then stream 5 to you, because that is
Yeah.
where the fun is. Maybe 4. Maybe 4. I love Nero.
Yeah, 5 is definitely my favorite from the franchise.
I
It's
mean,
also
it's
the most
everybody's
accessible
favorite.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's everybody's favorite. But
Yeah.
4 is special because 4 goes, you know how we love Dante? Well, now we have this little brat, and he's like Dante, but he's mean, and he's grumpy, and he's sassy, but he really, really loves his girlfriend more than anything.
You mean Nero?
Yeah. Have you
You know
played
he's
4?
also in Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you played 4?
Yeah,
Yeah, 4 is his
long
like.
time ago.
Well, oh, okay. Let me refresh your memory then. 4 is his introductory game, where
Yeah.
it's a kind of like a passing of the torch kind of thing. Dante's kind of like a feature of 5. He's not like the main character. But yeah, he is a little shit.
Yeah.
He's a brat, and I love him. But yeah, in 4, you follow him as he tries to deal with this priest who wants to become a god and become Mundus or something. I don't remember exactly what happens. But the problem is, that they make the mistake of messing with Nero's girlfriend and kidnapping her,
Yeah.
and he goes absolutely fucking ballistic. And
Yeah. I do remember that.
yeah. And I genuinely feel, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I genuinely think that when they have his voice actor like in the recording booth, they send guys in there to fucking jump him because those screams are too real. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
when the mysterious hooded figure rips his arm off in 5, the
Yeah.
reason he has this mechanical arm, I think they damn well like went in there and ripped off Johnny's arm. He was screaming way too much.
Imagine he just has a prosthetic arm now.
He has the spaghetti one, the fork. That's a question. What's your
The
favorite?
vibrating one.
No. What's your favorite of the arms? Because you've been playing
My
it. So.
favorite. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like Riptide because like it's the one with the. Wait, how do I explain it? With the strings that you hit, with the whips that you hit the enemies with.
Yeah.
Because you can incorporate it into combos really well, and it's really nice.
Yeah, it's satisfying.
Yeah. But also Gehenna is really cool because you can just jump around. Jump off.
I can't remember the one that the Zero likes the most. He's played it so many times.
What does it do?
Well, that's the thing. I don't remember. He's played it so many times and he does so many combos and stuff. I know he likes using the rocket launcher thingy where you can ride around on the arm.
Oh yeah,
that's funny.
Oh yeah, that one is really fun.
He likes the Mega Man one because when he jumps, he does the Mega Man pose, which is really funny. And the time one, the one that's like kind of like Bayonetta.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes those. But he uses all of them pretty evenly.
Yeah, it's all about variety. So
yeah,
it's more fun if you use all of them.
Oh yeah, that's the magic of Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
It's all about
so many
building
ways
the
to
style.
kill a demon. That's kind of what I'm missing from other games that's hack and slash, like especially Genshin. It's just not enough variety.
Not enough like
it gets
style.
boring very quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
With Genshin, I just zone out when I'm hacking slashing things. Genshin, I'm here for the story and the pretty faces. I'm not there for the combat. I'm there for exploration.
But if they make you do a lot of combat, you would assume that the combat is good.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's
not. No, the combat is very grindy, very frustrating. It's fun when you can like swap characters in and out quickly to get your nice power ups and to see like you're fighting a. Don't like the combat in Genshin. It gets a little samey after a while. Like
yeah.
What I like to do is I like using. So even though they're not 5 stars or whatever, on one of my teams I really love using Barbara and I love using Kaya together because Kaya's freeze is so handy when you've got Barbara's little water tornado around you. Because then everything you touch gets wet when you're with that, and it doesn't matter what character you're playing on. If she pops her little water dance or whatever it's called, whatever character you swap to keeps the water around them. So the thing is, so I use her, pop it, swap to Kaya, walk up to someone, brush them slightly, then they've got the wet status effect on them, and then I just use the ice freeze and they're frozen, then I can just beat the crap out of them with Diluc's big sword. Because then they have the ice status effect, and then when you hit them with a fire attack, it melts it, which is even more big damage. So that's where the fun comes in. But otherwise, it's just you press circle how many fucking times? Yeah, it's fun characters and team compositions. That's the fun, the team compositions. But you are pressing the same button relentlessly.
But I feel it's also the combat is a bit stiff. Like the moves don't flow into each other very well, and then of course one advantage that Wuthering Waves has is that they have those exit and entry skills where the moves of one character flow into the next one, which extends their combos. And for me, I feel like those kind of games, the combat has to be like a dance. Like the moves have to flow into each other perfectly. That has to be the case for it to be satisfying. But I feel like in Genshin, it doesn't feel like that at all.
No,
it feels very stiff.
something being good is subjective. Oh yeah, yeah. Like I
Yeah.
love Genshin. I love it. I love the stories. I love the characters. I really do love it. Zero, he fucking hates it. he makes fun of me for it. He'll see a meme to do with Genshin. He'll say it to me. He's like, "Here you go, you filthy Genshin player." And I'm like, "How dare you?" I won't list his criticism because I'll anger everybody in chat, and then it'll be like, "Down, bring Zero down." It's like, no, leave him alone. He's allowed his opinion. His opinion might be wrong, but he's allowed it. Too real? Yeah.
I have to agree with him, no.
Nah! Honestly, you two would get along so well. Crazy. He's been playing Smite lately. The Battleground of the Gods.
Oh, I heard of that.
Oh yeah. He's been playing it for like 10 years. So
Oh, damn.
he's not like a
That's some
competitive.
dedication.
Oh, he's not like a competitive player. He just plays it for fun because he doesn't like dealing with, you know, the people who get really you know how people get in competitive matches or ranked matches when
Yeah.
their rank is at stake. Yeah. He's like, "No, I'm just here to have fun." So, but it's the only MOBA he can stand because it doesn't have those types of people. You know what I mean? The people
Mm.
who want to slaughter you and like strangle you just because maybe you killed a jungle boss at the wrong time. That's the trouble
I
with some
remember
MOBAs. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember when my brother tried to get me into League of Legends, and I played legit like 1 or 2 rounds, and I was like, "No, I don't want that."
Yeah,
That
that's
does
what
not
he's
appeal
like.
to me at all.
That's what he's like. I saw something on Twitter about people send me some shit. Here you go, you gay bastard. Yeah. I love being sent memes and be told, "Here you go, you," and then some kind of like derogatory term, but it's meant in an affectionate way. I love
Mm.
that. I couldn't play League. I couldn't.
So, especially
Just
since they now shoehorned their thing in there, the what's it called?
oh yeah,
The
that thing
anti-cheat.
that's fucking with everybody's computers. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I installed Valorant to
Yeah.
play it, and then I couldn't because of some Windows 11 restriction things that my PC didn't have, and I had to reinstall to fix them. So I uninstalled it, but it still was on my PC, like on the outrun and everything.
Woo! Oh,
Yeah, apparently
Gimme!
you cannot get fully rid of it. No.
You left the forest right. Ah, there you are. There you are. You woke up for a second. Yeah,
You
you
just really
can't.
got disconnected.
You can't get. Can't get. Sorry. Yeah, you can't get rid of it. It's kind of freaky. It's like a virus the way it worms its way in there.
Yeah, I mean, all anti-cheat are basically virus because they all get like admin rights to your computer, basically. But
That's
the one
true.
that Valorant and League of Legends now have is just on another level.
Yeah, I can't play Valorant for that reason. Like,
Yeah.
the idea of not being able to get it off my PC scares me. Who knows what it could be doing back there? Could be
Yeah.
mining Bitcoin. Fucking
No.
crypto. Fucking crypto. It's everywhere now. It's everywhere. I can't escape. Whatever happened to using good old fucking Monopoly money? Come on.
I remember when viruses were all about like being scary and then destroying your computer in the artsy way. And now
Yeah.
it's just all about money.
Yeah. Now viruses want to go completely undetected so that they can quietly like just mine in the background. It's crazy.
Or encrypt your files and get money for it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I remember when I was like 12 or something, and I got a virus on my computer because my brother, and yes, I'm calling him out here, and if he ever sees this, I know
Uh-oh.
that you did this. I know it was you. He won't ever see this. He's like a trucker in like Northwest America. He ain't the type to click on a VTuber. But
You never know, maybe he's listening to a VTuber while he drives around.
all right, if you fucking hear this, I know you used my computer for nefarious purposes, okay? For inappropriate purposes. Inappropriate videos. Yes,
Yeah.
Dad found the history.
He
He
didn't
thought
even
I
clear the
did it.
history.
No, he didn't clear the history. He thought I did it. He thought I was looking at, pictures of ladies with good-sized chest appendages, whatever the fuck you want to call them. And he got a virus on my computer because of it that caused pop-ups to appear non-stop of inappropriate material of two men together. I was 12. I was explaining that to my dad. He's like, "What's wrong with your computer?" I'm like, "There's a penis on my screen."
When you open Minecraft and go into a server.
But yeah, I couldn't prove that he did it, but I knew it was my brother that did it. Fucking Automod just held while Sauce's message. I'm gonna allow it.
Gay sex.
But yeah. If you're hearing this, bro, I know it was you. The worst part is, Dad's looking at the history, and I'm like, "Dad, we were out of state when this happened. How could I have done this?" Like, we were out of state. The only one that was
and he
home
still didn't
was...
believe you?
Oh no, he did, but he didn't want to talk about it. I mean, he didn't want to.
Understandable.
Yeah, who wants to talk to their 12-year-old daughter about porn? That's fucking weird. Like,
yeah,
he didn't want any part of it. He just wanted to like get my computer like fixed up and go. Oh my god, it's bad. It was bad. But yeah, the only one who was home was my brother. It had to hit him. It wasn't the dog. So who was it? It was him.
How do you know that?
Because the
What
dog.
if the dog just stepped on the keyboard and then suddenly it was a virus on the computer?
Dog stepped on the keyboard, turned on my PC, logged in with my password, and then went to the internet browser to type that in? Nah, I don't think so. The dog was only like 4 months old. The dog was a baby. Like, no fucking way.
It's like the same thing, like the dog ate your homework.
Oh, yeah. The dog ate my homework. Dog was watching porn, wasn't me? Oh my god. I got a lot of memories like that. He's gifted. Kimmy, do you have any memories of your siblings doing shit like that? You can call them out. They're not watching. Do it.
Let me think. Like out of nowhere, no, but I think there's a lot that I could talk about when I remember.
Think about it.
A lot of things happening.
That shit, back in my day, that shit was still on the TV. Was it really? I mean, yeah. Oh, that's funny as hell. Oh.
The only thing I can remember right now is like how I got the virus onto the family computer.
What'd you do?
So back in the days, I played a game called Habbo Hotel, which was like a browser game.
I know what
a social browser game that was.
I know what it is.
Oh, you know?
What did you do?
And I was like, ooh, I kind of wanted the club benefits and to get a really sick house and stuff like that, but I don't have money. So I looked around and I was like, ooh, this guy has like a program that's let me have my own server. And then I can do whatever I want on it. So I downloaded that and tried to set it up. It didn't work, obviously.
Obviously, because it wasn't.
And yeah, that's what happened.
Kimmy, what happens when you put a magnet on a computer?
A magnet?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So you got a PC tower, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if you put a magnet in the PC tower?
Inside?
Yeah.
Depends where and what you have in there.
Right.
If you have a mechanical hard drive in there and you put it on the hard drive, then it's gonna most likely kill it.
Yeah.
If you put it on, near a fan, it might stop the fan from spinning because the spinning thing is done with magnets.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like ball bearings, but it's using electricity to like spin the thing. I don't know how exactly it works, but I feel like you could interrupt it with a magnet.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that part's interesting. I knew about like you put it on your hard drive and your hard drive's gone, but so have you ever heard of Cats? Like Cats with a Z. It's a
Yeah.
game. Yeah? You know the game?
Oh, cats. You mean, wait, do you mean a game or like peripherals for Mad Cats?
It's a game. It's a virtual pet game.
Oh, no, I didn't have that.
Oh. I had a game that I loved. I was obsessed with it called Cats 5 because it was the 5th game in the Cats series. I don't know why they had so many, but yeah. PCs working on magnets
Mhm.
held together by magnets. How is that possible?
Yeah. I mean, uh, in a controlled way, magnets are certainly possible, and I guarantee you every modern laptop has magnets in them.
Okay.
One for keeping the thing shut, and
Mhm.
then also sometimes to hold a pen or something. And my PC case is also like the side panels are held in by magnets as well.
Really? Mine's held in by
I
screws.
mean, it's perfect. I mean, you can add screws as well, but
Okay.
it always depends. Like the more fancier one, like to use magnets more because it's cleaner.
I mean,
So
yeah, it
things
is
that you're supposed to be
definitely.
able to take off as well.
Yeah,
But yeah,
because it's a side panel. I have to unscrew it to take the side panel off.
the only thing that you really have to be careful about is, again, not having it anywhere near, like very close to a spinning hard drive,
Mhm. Yeah.
because all the stuff inside is magnetic, and then even a millimeter of like the drive head being misaligned can scratch the disk and like completely ruin the data on it.
Yep.
But also it because the data on it is saved with magnetized like blocks.
Yep.
Demagnetizing them will just destroy the data.
Exactly. So I had this game. I love this game, and then suddenly, after about a week of playing this game, my PC stopped working. Or not my PC. The family PC stopped working. My parents thought it was the
Mhm.
game because they knew about Bunsy Buddy. You know, remember that
Oh
fucking
no.
thing? Yeah. So they thought it was the game because they were also like, oh well, it's pretending to be a virtual pet, so they took the game away from me. That didn't fix the problem. They thought that the
Of course not.
thing was already damaged, right? No, it turns out that because I was a nerd who really liked science, I had a bunch of magnets. I had dropped a magnet behind the family computer desk and it got stuck to the back of the tower right next to the fucking hard drive.
Oh no.
That's where all our data was going. It wasn't Bonzi Buddy. It wasn't Cats 5. It was me being a geek.
Rip.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's how I destroyed the family computer.
I mean, at least for me, it was like software issue, so you could just reinstall Windows and then be fine again.
Oh, yeah, no, I fucked mine completely. Dad had to build a whole new one. But here's the good news. They admitted that it wasn't Cats 5 and they let me play it again. Win.
Yippee.
You're worse than Bonzi.
Oh no.
I take that as a compliment. That's how I get you. I'm trusting. I'm sweet. And then I steal
I mean,
all
the
of
good
your
thing
data.
about
Hmm?
the good thing about destroying your home PC at an early age that way is you learn what is dangerous and what is not.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what? When we fixed it, Dad taught me how to fix it. Like he showed me the steps of rebuilding it and reinstalling and everything. So it was okay. It worked out. But yeah, fucking I can't believe I did that. I still can't believe it. Oh. But yeah, the graphics on that were terrible. Terrible, terrible. It was a really ugly game. Um
No.
and another game I was
Oh,
obsessed with. Yeah?
I think I told you the story before, but did I tell you about how I destroyed my gaming laptop that I had?
Maybe, but I have ADHD, so tell me again.
Okay, so picture me. I have this super sick gaming laptop with a LED screen on the back,
Yeah.
which you can put like words on and clocks and stuff on it. Really
Yeah.
cool, really fast. I one day I would decide like, okay, let me change the thermal paste on the GPU and CPU because on laptops you have to do it more often since, especially on gaming laptops, they get very hot. So a
Yeah.
little bit of buildup of dust can
Yeah.
already like make it significantly slower.
Oh, yeah, I
So I
know.
was doing that. I was doing that. Put everything back together, press the power button, doesn't turn on. I'm like,
Oh,
I must have forgotten a cable or something. So I go back, try to reconnect everything, it doesn't work still. Uh, I was troubleshooting for a while, and then I noticed that one of the capacitors, like there's a slot for a capacitor, and
yeah.
there was no capacitor on it. I was like, that doesn't look right.
Mhm.
And when I was like researching about it, it was like next to charging
Wait, wait,
my
wait, what?
tilted.
Wait, Kimmy, you're cutting out. He's waking up. Shit. Get him to sleep again. Hold on. It's red. No, it's green. Red.
My internet.
I think we're reconnected. Because you said it was by the charger?
By power delivery circuitry. So
Yeah.
it's components that regulate how power goes into the laptop and how it's distributed to the battery, and then from the battery to.
Why does it keep
Turned it a
cutting out?
little bit. I'm
Sorry.
having
It
connection issues.
Yeah, a little bit. It's distributed from like the power cable to the battery, from the battery to the
Yeah, so it's circuitry that's just like, okay, you charge it, the power goes to the battery when it's charging, and then to the rest of the device as well. But also when you're not charging it, it's like, okay, get the power from the battery to the rest of the components.
Okay.
So pretty important.
Yeah, very important.
So I tilt it a little bit and I hear like something loose in there. I'm like, what's this? So I shake it out, and out comes a tiny capacitor.
Oh
Oh,
no.
your stream died.
Oh no, dude. Hold up.
Oh,
I've realized I've
no,
got so much
it's
stuff.
lagging.
I've got so much crap running in the background of my PC. I'm turning it all off so that I can hear you properly. Okay, I think we're good now. So you shook the capacitor out?
Yeah, it was loose in there. So it turns out I managed to rip it off the mainboard
Oh my god,
when I was trying
no.
to remove the battery cable because it was in there. Like the actual connector was
Oh
like really hard to get out.
no.
Yeah.
You ever
So
fix it?
I tried to put it back on, but it didn't work. And then I had friends like, we contacted ASUS about this, the company that made the laptop, and
Yeah.
they actually gave us like the specific part number that was on there.
Mm.
So we ordered extra capacitors to try out, but they didn't work, I guess.
Oh
After it
no.
fell out, when I tried to turn it on, it just fried the whole thing.
Oh no. Oh shit. That
Yeah.
sucks. Oh my god. It's so funny though.
So yeah, I still have it. It's broken. Actually, I think I still have like pictures of the capacitor and then the main board.
That
I
is
can send them to you
crazy.
later.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
had laptops break and my dad has like helped me fix it, like taught me how to open it up and you know, put it all back together again. Like he's taught me a lot. But
Mm.
I got my stubbornness from him. Actually, I got my stubbornness from both my parents. They were both equally fucking stubborn, which meant that they were a nightmare when they started arguing with one another. Holy shit. Just bicker,
Let
bicker,
us
bicker.
know. I think it's an issue on Skadi side.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was mine. I think it's good now. Same laptop that costs around 4,000 from Asus?
No, it was the base model Asus Zephyrus G14, which I think I spent like 1,200 euros on.
That's a fair price for a gaming
Yeah.
laptop. Yeah. Mine was
Yeah,
about the
especially
same.
one that is like 14-inch and like
Ooh.
because that was during the era where they tried to like make decent gaming laptops that are also like portable and usable for daily activities.
Yeah.
And this one was like the one to get. So
Yeah.
I got it.
Mine was a Dell. I always liked Dell.
Nice.
That was pretty good.
I also had the Dell before. Actually, the thing is, before that laptop, I had a Dell, and then before that, I had a Lenovo, and I did the exact same thing, so repasting and stuff on these, like on a yearly basis without problems. Like I never broke anything. It was only on that laptop that I managed to break it.
I've only ever had Dells. The only time I had something different, I had it for about a week, and then I gave it back to my dad because I didn't like it. Your friend has a laptop with the games on for like 4K, dude.
Holy shit. That's an expensive laptop.
Yeah. Zero's PC costs like that much, but his PC is it's a PC. The thing is a fucking tank. Take
I think
anything.
I spent a similar amount on my PC.
Mine was about half the price because I was like, I just need to be able to play Genshin. It lasted 5 months. He got his money back, right? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The things I'll spend the most money on are things that give me comfort.
That's a good investment.
Because
oh my god, Kev.
Oh, Kev. I don't sing, Kev. Me humming along to We Are not yesterday, the other day when we were playing Minecraft, that was like a one-time thing. You ain't hearing like music out of me. Nuh-uh. I don't sing.
No.
I can. I'm not incapable. It just doesn't sound very nice.
I'm also not a singer.
Now people will like sing to put you to sleep. I'll sing to keep you awake. It's so funny seeing you actively move whenever I hear you open a can. Just an invisible drink. Hold up.
Yeah.
What is it that you've got?
It's like a... What's it called? Apple cider.
Apple cider?
It's like apple juice but fizzy.
Here, I'll give you a creature energy drink. Here
Close
you go.
enough.
Here you go. Put that down there in the bushes. Don't litter. You haven't slept today? Don't worry, you will later.
The funny thing is, the actual cap is like the ones where they attach the cap to the bottle so people don't lose it.
Oh yeah, those things that are like I am attached to recycle together. I'm sorry, I've got a bottle right next to my thing. Yeah, it's pretty nice that they do that.
And I always rip them off, but because I rip them off, and every time I open it, it kind of like the ripped parts collide with each other, and then they make this like sound.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Oh, that's funny. Just looking for my things that I have. I didn't realize I had cat ears.
Hey yo. Skadi with cat ears?
Yeah. That's adorable. Make that a little bit bigger.
Says often with hardcore. Yeah, but not these ones.
That's so cute! Hold on, can I put another one?
I think you can color them in as well.
Can I?
Yeah, with the art layer coloring thing that I showed you.
That doesn't want to stick. That one does not want to stay on my head.
A car VTuber. Yeah, the attaching is sometimes wonky.
Ah, well. I'm not a car. I'm a god. Oh, told you you're a cat VTuber. Right. Boss just told me I was a cat. I'm not a cat. I need wolf ears. I do. I've been working on a wolf ear toggle. I was thinking for Halloween I could go as a werewolf. Just tear up my clothes a little bit. Wolf ears. Because then I could just be like... Speaking of the hair up. Yeah, the Zero plushie. There we go. No, he's not here. It was funny. He was like, why'd you...
Color?
Yeah, I changed my eye color. It's a toggle, look.
E? Is it still on E?
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny when I said I made the plushie. He's like, "You put so much work into it, and I'm not even gonna be there." And I'm like, "I put work into it because it's gonna be part of my model. It has to look pretty." The
Yeah.
shading on my hair is annoying me though. It's the wrong one for the wrong hairstyle. I don't know what happened. I gotta fix that. What can you do? What else? What else? Childhood mistakes with computer games. Did you play PC games as a kid?
Yeah.
Okay, did you
Mostly
play
browser games, because
mostly browser games? Did you ever play any games with a disc?
for this, I did Donut. Like, when I got older, I played stuff like Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion,
Oh, yeah.
and the first Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Mm.
I remember getting it. Like, it was at the time where PC CD games slowly started to fizzle out.
Mhm. What was the first ever game you played? Um, the first ever game I played.
Right before that, what did you play CD games, or why did you ask the question? Like,
Hmm?
think you wanted to say something?
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll get to that in a second. I just saw what Wassa said, and also what Kev said. I didn't have a
Oh, yeah.
GameCube. I had a PlayStation. I was a PlayStation kiddo. The best Wii game that I played was I didn't really find a game that I liked on the Wii until I played on the Wii U, and then I really liked Pikmin, and I really liked the original Splatoon. Those were really fun. What about you?
Oh. Uh-huh. So I did actually have a GameCube. I mean, it was not mine. It was a GameCube that my sister borrowed from her boyfriend at the time,
Okay.
and never gave back, I guess, because he had it for a long time. And I distinctly remember playing stuff like Spyro, Mario Kart Double Dash,
He played the
and
worst
this,
Spyro.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, whenever I look back to the games that I played as a kid,
Hmm.
I Google, like, I search for videos of them on YouTube, and then in the comment section, it's always like, "Oh, it's the worst game of the franchise." And I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
The same was with Ratchet and Clank as well. My first Ratchet and Clank was Size Matters, which is apparently the worst one of them all.
Yeah. Well, the Spyro one wasn't finished. It went into development hell. That was the problem.
Yeah. But I also really remember playing this Mario Party game,
Hmm.
and they had like this one mini game where you have their, I think toads took like pills, and
Hmm.
then you had to like check them and then see which one took like the bad one, and then give them an antidote. And if you failed, they
Oh,
would give you like a game over with like with a sound, and then that sound
they
as a
died?
kid scared the shit out of me.
They died?
And that just fell over. I don't think that that would have been not PG friendly.
Yeah, that's true.
But the sounds it made when you lost just terrified me for some reason.
I can understand that. That does sound fucking scary. Oh,
Yeah.
um,
Also, I played Kirby Air Ride, which was amazing.
oh, Kirby.
The
Oh, Kirby.
Yeah.
The
After
yeah.
I was just thinking about what consoles I had. After that, we had the no, a Nintendo DS
Mm.
that my brother and I had to share.
Ooh.
And then after that, I got my own PSP.
Ooh, yay!
And
Again, you're
yeah,
like Zero. He loved his PSP.
yeah, I played it so much. I even jailbreaked it and then got so many games.
He had a PS Vita that he was like, I mean, he still has it. It was
I also have a
really
PS
good.
Vita.
Yeah, see, me too. You two would get along so well. The only problem is I'm like, oh, I want to introduce you, but I'm also like, Zero, if you take my friend, I swear to God, you can't like
I
him
think
more
that's
than
gonna
me.
happen.
But what let's see. Sorry, the first game I ever played. The first game that I remember playing is Tomb Raider, which is why it has such a special place in my heart. But the
Hmm.
first game I played by myself that I wanted to play, my own choice, was Spyro. and that is why Spyro is so special to me. Otherwise, it was things like Tomb Raider or the Rugrats games, which were fucking terrible. They were really bad, by the way. The Rugrats games. But yeah, I was a PlayStation kid. What I was
Yeah,
saying with the yeah, go.
Oh yeah, no, you say first.
No. You finish what you were saying about your first game. Then we'll move on.
I don't remember what my first game was, but I think my earliest memory was literally playing Tomb Raider 3. The one that I told you about, where I distinctly remembered like swimming and then dying.
Oh yeah. Hi Dan. Hiya. They're swimming then dying. That's
Hello.
Tomb Raider for you. It's the worst for that.
Yeah.
So the thing is, with some PC games, you could install them, and then when you try to open the game, they're like, please put the disc in to play the game, right? So you put the disc in, you load the game up. There were some games that once you put the disc in and booted it up, you could open the disc drive and take the disc out without closing the game.
No.
So I would do that. Like, we had one disc, so I would do that, and then I would give the disc to my sister so that she could load up her, copy of the game, so we could play the same game at the same time. And then inevitably the game would crash because it was just a really, really poorly made game, because that's what games were back in the day. It was just how long can you play before it crashes? And it would lag.
Yeah.
The graphics were fucking abysmal, and no matter what I tried to do, I couldn't get the fucking gone again. No matter what I did, I couldn't get the performance to get any higher. And that game was Zoo Tycoon. And I would like to find it and play it again, because I'm pretty sure that I can find it like on Abandonware or something. I mean, there's no way that people still are obsessed with it. But when I do so, I would like to try and optimize it for the best performance with the best graphics. Yeah, Zoo Tycoon 2 specifically. I feel like I could probably find that for free somewhere online.
Yeah. In the Internet Archive.
Yeah. And I would love to know, how to make that look as good as possible. So, can I use that as a segue into you explaining to me how to make graphics look nice so that I can, in the future, play Zoo Tycoon and make it look as pretty as possible without blowing the PC up? All right.
Yes, of course. But I had one thought in my head that I still wanted to say. So about the consoles that I had.
Yeah,
so I had the PSP, then I got a PS2, mostly for GTA San Andreas. I played that game so much. I had probably more than 1,000 hours in it. Like, I distinctly remember going on YouTube and then looking up like the theories and about Bigfoot and everything, and then trying to like find them in the game. Yeah, and then after that, for a while, I didn't have any consoles because I was playing on PC most of the time, like on a laptop. I think then I got the PS4.
Ooh.
And then I got the PS Vita because I got into anime and I wanted to play those funny Japanese games that they had on it. And I just found I have a ton of physical PS Vita games still just lying around. Some of them are like imported, actually.
Oh yeah.
Because I was such a hardcore back then.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Oh, so funny. Being a hardcore weeb is the fun way to be, though.
Yeah. And after that, I was not a console guy, but my little brother is still very much so. That's why we have a Switch and a PS5.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4? Do I have 4? Hold on. Let me just look back. 5. We got 5 Switches. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah. Zero has a PS5. I bought that for him as a present because that's how you tell a man you love him. You buy him a PS5 or you buy him the most expensive graphic card that you can. That's how you tell him you love him.
Yeah.
So I bought him a PS5. And I got a PS4, and that's it. Some old games do still hold up with some graphics and performance. Yeah, that's why I feel like Zoo Tycoon will hold up now on the PC that I've got, rather than the piece of cheese I was trying to run it on when I was like 10. Like, come on. It was not gonna
Yeah,
run
and speaking of games that will age well, I mean, Devil May Cry 5 isn't an old game, but it's like
Ooh.
5 years old now, and it
Yeah.
still looks amazing.
Oh, dude, the mocap in it is so good. They're
Yeah,
like so
like the face
real.
scanning thing they did,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, no one else
Like,
has like that like tech. I don't know why.
no, people do use it in AAA titles. Like, I especially noticed that in Call of Duty that they use that as well because the faces look amazing.
No, they do look good in there. But I mean, like, think about Spider-Man that came out. It looks so uncanny.
Yeah.
And then Starfield. Starfield.
Starfield is just Bethesda making Skyrim, but in a different theme, but with the same technologies.
Yeah. Tried playing original Unreal. It had lighting reflections and FHD support. Oh, that's surprising. For a game from 1998, it had lightning reflections. That's interesting. Just Cause. It sounds familiar.
Oh
That
yeah,
sounds familiar.
I did play Just Cause 2 as a kid, or not as a kid, but like as a teenager.
Yeah.
And then very briefly Just Cause 3.
Honestly,
I still have both of them.
I say as a kid, even if I was like yesterday, I'm still a kid. I don't think I'm gonna grow up. I'm mature when it counts, but then someone will say something, and I'm just like snickering like a child, you know?
I mean, isn't it everyone? Honestly,
Yeah.
you never truly grow up.
Oh no, there's this meme of this cow. It is dancing to it's a Polish cow dancing to a Polish song or something like that. And I don't know. Every time I see him dancing, it just fucking kills me. And if you say the word penis or balls and you're bass boosted, that's it. I'm sent.
Boards.
What, Dad? What? I'm sorry. That song is about what?
Yeah.
Wait, the Polish cow?
Yeah, that song is surprisingly.
I can look this up. I go, fuck this. Hold on. I'm looking this up. Opera GX is opening. Hashtag not sponsored. No, I deadass do use Opera GX though because I do like how it monitors like all of the stats that I don't really understand. Dancing Polish cow.
Oh god, that reminds me. I use what's it called again? A Blaze Florp, which is Firefox on a different skin. And I was looking for a replacement for Chrome because I don't want to use Chrome anymore. And so I found that one, but it was like nice. But recently it started taking like 3 seconds to load. That sucks because Chrome starts up instantly always. So I'm now contemplating switching browsers again.
Try Opera GX. It's really good. It lets you import everything. It's got this little GX control system at the side. It tells you if it allows you to change how much bandwidth you want Opera GX to use. You can limit how much RAM it uses. You can limit how much CPU it can use. You can just, control all of it. It's really handy. It looks pretty. You have a little cleaner that can like clean up all your browser files. There's a sidebar that lets you like connect to Twitch pretty much immediately. It has WhatsApp and Twitter installed. It's really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
Check this. What the fuck is that face? Why does that look like Godwin? I just saw the picture you sent, Dad. Why does that look like Godwin? Also, the Polish cow is about Coke?
Yeah. We're not talking about the drink.
No, I'm reading the lyrics. I need to tell Zero. I need to tell Zero this. In fact, I'm gonna text him right now.
Actually, I'm gonna go piss real quick.
Kimmy, idle break!
And then we can start with the lessons.
Okay, thank you.
We're back.
Screaming piss in the chat. Please, no. Called White Preacher Head. I hate it. It's horrible. It looks like Godwin. Speaking of Thursday night, I'm playing that. We'll be starting really late because it releases at like 11 for us here in the UK. But we're playing it release day, and I'm gunning it straight into the Shadowlands, and it's gonna be fucking awesome. Aside from the part where everything is gonna try to kill me, but I'm really excited. It's gonna be really fun. I'm determined to find Mikola, to help him, whatever he needs. Hold up. You're not getting the DLC? Why not? You don't want to play it? Hold up, don't go. What? Don't go where? I'm doing some fun. What are you doing? I'm not going anywhere. No, you're not interested? Why? Just story not doing it for you? I gotta wait. There's so many new weapons. There's so many new like bosses and all that. And knowing that they fine-tuned some of the things that I was kind of like nitpicky about, I'm really excited about it. I'm just looking forward to exploring the lore. I know it's gonna be hard as hell. It's gonna kick my ass repeatedly. But if anything, Dark Souls has made me appreciate Elden Ring so much.
Hello.
Hello.
Every time.
Wasa says he's doing something funny.
I don't know what is he doing.
I have no idea, but it's probably going to be funny knowing Wasa. What I think is really funny is the fact that I just keep on like reiterating this. We're here in my dream right now. In my sleepless realm. And you're just a guy. You're just a little guy with an energy drink. It's just a VTuber concept again. It's fucking hilarious. You're just a dude.
Just a guy.
You're just a guy. You're just a little guy. It's so funny to me.
I mean, that's kind of why I chose not to be something special, because that's just what I am.
It's so funny. Oh no, I gotta be special. I was told I was special when I was a child, and I never grew out of it. I was one of those gifted kids, you know? You know what? I didn't stop being gifted. If you put me in a room with a bunch of third graders, I would crush them the same way that I did when I was their age.
Well, of course, now you have a bit of that.
No, shh, I'm gifted, okay? Shh.
Yes, of course.
Wasn't too interested with the trailers. He maybe discouraged. Oh, you discouraged? Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't want to play it. You still watch, right?
No, you're just gonna disappear.
Yeah, you still watch my stream, still laugh at me. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Hi, Babu.
Babu.
Oh, guess so. Okay, good. I want to get the fists. I want to punch my way through someone.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right, let me swap over to this window and let's go. All right. Oh, I'm way too big. All right, hold on.
Vasas just sent me something.
You sent us something.
Nice, Vasas.
Oh, in Discord? What?
Very good. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in my personal Discord right now, so hold on a minute.
No, he sent it to me. Oh. He sent it to you as well.
Oh, I just got the beat.
Oh, look.
The armor that the blonde-haired girl had, one of the art pieces for the DLC, yeah?
Okay.
Live reaction. I like it. Alright, let me put this away. Alright, you are the educator for a change. I am listening. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not, like, I wrote down a bunch of things and have some structure to it, but of course it's not like a whole perfectly produced lesson, so don't expect too much.
It's alright. As an educator, I will be judging your lesson planning.
Yeah,
I'm fucking with you, I won't. I've never done lesson planning. I'm the assistant. I'm not the teacher myself.
Okay, then let's start.
Ooh. A
So in
shrimp?
front of you, you see. Yes, and I think it's a lobster.
It's cute.
So, Skadi,
Yeah.
I can already immediately tell that on stream you don't really see the point. So I'm just gonna zoom in just a smidge. Oh, can you tell me what's off about this picture?
The edges are all kind of rough and pixelated.
Yes, you saw it immediately. Nice. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
So the first topic is about aliasing.
Mhm.
Aliasing is basically the things that you see here,
The
like the
edges.
stair stepping. And the reason why this happens is actually because of how screens work. So when you look closely into a screen, you will see it's
Pixels.
made out of
Squares, yeah.
pixels, basically squares. And if you want to do a straight line, you basically just fill out pixels nearby of it.
Yeah, yeah. It has
Or
have
if you do
pixel.
it lengthwise, you do it like this.
Yeah.
But what if you want to do a diagonal?
You
What
end
do you
up
do
with
then?
like it looks like blocks going down like stairs.
Yes. You already got the point, yeah.
Yeah.
You do it like this, and then you get stairs,
Mm-hmm.
which is what is
What's
basically
happening there? It's
causes this.
pixelated, yeah.
Mhm. So there are a number of ways to fix that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's called anti-aliasing, which is a setting that you will see in almost every game,
Yeah.
because almost every game has a anti-aliasing setting.
Yeah.
And on the topic of that, one thing that I noticed in games is oftentimes they don't tell you which anti-aliasing they have when
Yeah.
they have only one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be difficult to figure out like which one they use, but I will explain every single common one, and
Okay.
then you will be even able to tell by how it looks sometimes,
Okay.
which might be cool so far. But usually they give you like more than one option.
Yeah, like I think it was like F2U or FP something. That with an F.
FXAA?
Yeah, that.
Yeah. All right. Uh, let's start with the first one. So back in the days when they discovered this problem,
Mm-hmm.
the first way to mitigate this was called super sample anti-aliasing, or SSAA.
SSA.
And
Oh yeah, okay.
what it essentially does is it renders the game at a higher resolution and then shrinks it down.
And then okay.
So
So then the pixels are too tiny to even notice.
yeah, it's like the scaling algorithm that scales it down so it fits into like a smaller screen.
Yeah.
Basically does the anti-aliasing as a byproduct of that.
Yeah. Because like when
Or
you
if
zoomed
actually,
out, like when you zoomed out this far, I can't see any problem with the edges. But when you zoom in, it's really
yeah,
bad.
yeah, because that's basically what it does. It takes my window, which is 1080p roughly,
Yeah.
and then scales it down to what you have it on your OBS,
Mm-hmm.
and that is basically anti-aliasing already. And then for
Oh.
people who watch at lower resolutions,
Yeah.
so for example, you stream at 720p. If someone watches at 480p, they won't be able to see it. Like it's even
Oh.
more pronounced, this effect, because this downscaling is also doing anti-aliasing basically.
And you told me about the bitrate thing from when you showed me the guy throwing the confetti into the air.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's a whole different thing. That's about video.
Oh.
That's not how games work.
Look at me trying to connect dots that don't connect.
Yeah, those don't connect.
Try to plug a toaster into a sink, and you're like, that's not where that goes.
Anyway. And yeah,
Alright, that makes sense. Okay, so aliasing is the pixelated sort of jaggy edges, and anti-aliasing is smoothing those edges over for a nice look. Okay.
yeah. The I have a second graphic for that actually.
Ooh.
That's I took from a YouTube video, because I cannot find a game that actually has this type of anti-aliasing anymore. Because
Oh,
it
so
has a pretty big downside. So here on this side, you, for
hmm.
example, see the grass is like all aliased and stuff.
Yeah.
And then on this side,
And it's
where we have
smoothed
8
out,
times
so
SSAA, it's perfectly smooth and nice.
okay. That does make a
And
really
it's
big
also
difference.
does it on the gun and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, very nice. So we just use that and then we're done, right? Problem solved. Well,
Hmm.
unfortunately, it comes with a pretty big downside.
Performance, right?
Yes, since you are rendering the game essentially at a much higher resolution, you're losing a lot of frames. So on the left,
Oh,
no anti-aliasing, you get 200 FPS.
wow.
On the right, 4 times SSAA, which would be like taking a 1080p image and then rendering it in 4K and then putting it down to 1080p.
Okay.
You only get 70 FPS because you are literally upscaling, upsampling everything.
That's what I was doing with my artwork earlier, actually. Like
Oh,
the I was drawing, I was just sketching, but it was a digital sketch. I don't sketch on paper. But the lines were looking so jaggedy with my pencil that I just
mhm.
kept making the image resolution bigger and bigger because I knew when I shrunk it down to a smaller image resolution later on, it was going to smooth everything out. So
Yeah,
I've technically already put this into practice today. It's really interesting.
yeah.
But
And
what's
while
MS?
MS is how long it takes to render a frame.
Uh,
So 60 FPS are 16.67 milliseconds per frame.
Whoa! So that is a big
So
difference of 5 milliseconds versus 14 milliseconds.
yeah,
Whoa!
I mean it's literally a third of the frame rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
low
else?
res images into high res. Yeah, I understand ski. People don't understand that you can't do it. You can make it go down, but you can't make it
Yeah,
go big.
I mean you can, but you're essentially inventing detail where there was none.
Yeah,
So it
you
might.
have to repaint it essentially.
But there's something for PC games actually that was introduced not too long ago, but we will talk about this later.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, performance impact is very high, as you can see, and games don't really give you that option anymore, like the SSAA itself.
Hmm.
But you can, of course, still use it for games if you like just render games in a higher resolution
Yeah.
or in a higher render resolution. For example, Devil May Cry allows you to set the render scale to up to 200%. So that's
Jesus.
basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And then, especially in VR games, you can also just increase the resolution of the game, and then it shrinks it down, of course, for your to fit on your VR headset. And
Hmm.
that is also doing the same thing. It is actually the preferred way of doing it in VR
Is it?
because other means of anti-aliasing, and I will talk about this as well soon, is not very useful for VR or doesn't really work well for VR.
Okay.
Which is a shame because in VR you can really see the edges,
Well,
jaggies
yeah.
especially. But yeah, let's talk about the second anti-aliasing thing you can get, which is MSAA or multi-sample anti-aliasing. So they looked at SSAA and thought, okay, we can see the edges on geometry the most, so why don't we just do the upsampling
Hmm.
on just that, like on the actual triangles of the
Yeah,
uh,
because the ups and downs
game?
aren't really a problem, but it's like you said, with the squares turned into stairs. When it's going up and down,
Yeah.
it's just a smooth, clean line. Okay.
So wait, oh yeah, I had a thing. Wait, let me show you this. Okay, so this is
Ah!
a low poly penguin.
Yeah, he's a baby.
A- and you can see like he's made out of like these shapes,
Yeah.
which is basically quad. In 3D modeling, it's called quads, and they're made out of two triangles that are like put together.
Yeah.
And that's basically what every 3D model is based on. Like it's
Hmm.
just triangles at the end
Yeah.
of the day. And MSAA basically does the same as SSAA, but only on the triangles and nothing else, not on textures or shaders or anything else.
Hmm.
Uh, they succeeded with getting much better performance that way, but and at the time it was a really good way.
Mhm.
Because so
I think we
calculation
like
of
that.
the calculations of like where 3D objects in space should be, and
Mhm.
then the lighting and the shading and everything was done all in one pass. So it was all like upsampled. But nowadays, games usually use deferred rendering, which is it draws the stuff on the screen and then doesn't do the lighting and shading immediately. It just writes down like what needs to be done and then does it later, because it has the key advantage of doing it later allows you to have more lights and more complex shading in your games.
Mhm.
And to make games more realistic, that's kind of what they had to do. I don't know how exactly it works, so I can't like explain it in detail, but that's basically the gist of it.
Okay.
And the problem that came with MSAA with the first rendering is that because the shading and the lighting was done later, it
Yeah.
was not upsampled. So MSA basically only did the triangles and nothing else.
Okay.
So if I have a neat little example
Ooh.
here, very modern example of VR chat, which uses MSAA as its only anti-aliasing. And you can see with no anti-aliasing, of course, you have like the stairs here on the
Yeah.
painting.
Yeah.
And also on the grass, it looks like very ugly.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, on the grass, it's not really visible on the stream. Wait, let me zoom in more.
Oh, it's really visible on the grass
Yeah,
and the
especially on the
lamp.
grass. Yeah, you kind of see it everywhere.
Yeah.
And if we add 8 times MSAA to it, we can see the painting is actually
Oh.
very smooth, very nice. It did its
Yeah.
job.
And look at the
But
glass.
if you look at the grass, it just didn't do anything.
Oh, I didn't do anything to the
It just,
grass, no, but the lamp over there. Look how clean the lamp is now.
yeah. I mean, it did it on the geometry.
Yeah.
But you can see
Interesting.
like the lighting, the shading is
Yeah.
still not aliased and looks like very off.
Yeah, because it's only done triangles.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my main gripe with VR chat is like you use it and then it looks amazing, but then if you have like a light or a shade, someone uses a shade, it just looks like shit and it all falls
Mhm.
apart and you cannot fix
Mhm.
it. That's kind of the reason why games nowadays, aside from VR titles, because again, those SSAA and MSAA are the only
Mhm.
viable anti-aliasing methods for VR.
Yeah.
Uh, in other games, you don't really have the option.
Yeah.
Although I still see the game every now and then that actually has MSAA. And yeah. I also have an example of MSAA during the times of forward rendering.
Mhm.
Let me pull that up.
Oh.
So this is Oblivion on a graphics card that was like high-end back in the days.
Yeah.
And you can see uh, it does make the jackies a lot better. Like here you can see like
It
the
does,
edges,
yeah.
and here they are
That
gone.
smooths it out.
And the performance hit is
Not as bad.
much lower than on the previous one. But yeah, of course, because of the change in how games are rendered nowadays,
Mhm.
uh, it is both not as useful and it even costs more performance. It can pretty much half your performance at this point. But that's also something that I cannot fully explain why that is. It
Mhm.
just like I know it is, and then you can also if you play VR chat in VR and then you turn on MSA, we
Yeah.
also see a massive drop in performance when you do that.
Hey.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it
So
went
this
this
is
deep.
one. Yeah. It is a very complicated problem to solve that to this day doesn't have a perfect solution.
Oh, yeah.
So every solution has its pros and cons. So that's why they usually give you options.
Yeah, like, there's so many options for Monster Hunter. I was sat there like, "What?"
Yeah, it is not a soft problem. Did I have anything else? Okay, that's it for MSAA.
Okay.
So MSAA not really useful nowadays, and it still had a noticeable impact in performance, of course.
Yeah.
So NVIDIA came up with something really fast and really new. It's called FXAA, or Fast Approximate Anti-Aliasing. You might
Okay.
have seen that one because that one is actually pretty common in games to see. It is basically what it does is just it's not upsampling anything. It just looks at the rendered image and is like, okay, there's edges there. Let's just blur them.
Okay.
Of course, that is good because it costs basically no performance. You barely see a performance set from using that.
Yeah.
But it also blurs your game, especially in motion,
Yeah.
which is why it's not very. It's not a quality setting for sure. So here's a picture that I have prepared with anti-aliasing off,
Ooh. Edges.
and you can see, yes, very jagged and everything.
Yep.
Especially in those anime types games, when they have an outline, you can especially see it. This
Yep.
is especially distracting. But we get 468 FPS. Actually, for this was so janky because Scarlet Nexus, the game that I was trying this out,
Yeah.
did not allow me to screenshot while it was in full screen, so I had to like window it and then do it that way. And because the game is so easy to run, I had to power limit my GPU to get my GPU usage to nearly 100%.
Uh-huh.
So I can actually make a proper comparison in frame rates.
That's
So yeah,
funny.
but yeah, very visible.
Mhm.
Let's see how it looks with FXAA.
Ooh, that's already a lot better.
Before, after, before, after. So it looks better, yeah.
Yeah,
But
way better.
I would argue that it still kind of looks a
It's
little
still rough.
jaggy.
It's still rough, yeah, but it looks way better.
Yeah. And it also looks a bit blurrier. Like if you see here, it's like very sharp.
Yeah, but then
And then it
it's
just
blurred.
softens the texture, even though it was not actually supposed to do that.
Okay.
What does the performance difference look like though? So before
It's about the same.
468, 463. This is within margin of error, so I would say no performance impact.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is an option that you certainly have if you need it. What came after it is they tried to find something that would make the thing more sharper but have a similar performance impact.
Mhm.
And the next anti-aliasing method, that they came up with, is called temporal anti-aliasing, or TAA.
Okay. Oh yeah, TAA, I recognize that time.
Yeah, we talked about this before actually.
Yeah.
And that is basically the most used one nowadays in games.
Mhm.
And the way it works, it uses information from previous frames that have been already rendered to kind of blur the edges. Like it shifts them
Okay.
around and then kind of knows, okay, where do I have to soften and stuff.
Mhm. So it's
Uh,
kind of run weirdly when you go into a new area, but if you visited it multiple times already, it's like
no,
it's
no,
already
it's
rendered it.
like if you're rendering a game at 60 FPS, for example,
Mhm.
like you're rendering the next frame, it uses the last like 1, 2, 3, I don't know, depends on how it's
Oh,
implemented,
okay. So it's more
frames
like
before
that
that
then.
to make the next one. Yeah,
Okay. It's more like that. Okay, that makes sense.
it does make the game blurrier as well,
Yeah.
but to a lesser degree than FXAA. So let's pull up the image and let's compare.
Is that
So
awesome?
immediately you will notice it looks actually quite clean. It's actually
Yeah, but it's very
pretty
blurred
perfect, I would say.
compared to the
I
others.
wouldn't
It's
say it's very blurred.
well, compared to the others, I
So
mean.
if we compare this to this, it's like, yeah, the eyes don't look as sharp.
Yeah. It looks like it's been run through like a filter.
Yeah, but
It's so smooth
the
though.
edges are basically perfect.
Yeah.
And then compared to FXAA, you can see it's quite a bit better in the edge smoothing. And I would say also a little sharper. Or is it? Hmm. I mean, it's hard to tell, kind of.
No, I can definitely see it. It's weird, subtle. It's
Yeah. This game actually has a really good TAA implementation, which is crazy. And then the performance impact, of course. Before we had 468, now we have 450. So it is now actually measurable, but it is still a very small amount. Typically, the difference is like within 3%.
yeah.
Like you lose 3% of frames, maybe at most. And for the quality it gives you, it's understandable why the companies shift to that. It's cheap and it's good.
So, is that all of them?
No,
How many more are there? Like, I'm
yeah,
just like, okay, which one should I choose? Like, okay, there's 12 of them, but
this is the second last anti-aliasing one, but I
there's
have more
6
to
of
say.
them.
What is there's some things to note here though.
Yeah.
For one, ghosting artifacts.
Ghosting.
So because it's temporal, meaning that it uses previous frames,
Yeah.
it can create ghosting artifacts, and this can be visible in like when you run the game at a low frame rate, basically. So the more frames you have, the less noticeable is the ghosting.
And the ghosting is like that
Actually,
foggy effect that I saw when I was playing Monster Hunter.
oh, I actually have a thing here. Wait, let me show you.
I have an example. Thank you.
I have an example here. So this is Cyberpunk with TAA at 30, 60, and 120. Now this is very zoomed in and a very minor detail, but it illustrates the point perfectly. Like here you can
The
see
lines.
like remnants of the previous frames of those things here. And then
Oh.
at 60 it's less so, but it's still there. And then at 120 it's basically not there anymore.
I
Like you can kind of see it still,
see.
but doing normal gameplay you don't really notice it.
Okay, I understand. That's what
Yeah.
ghosting is. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
hello, Wolf. Hello.
So it can be noticeable. But then again,
Yeah.
this screenshot that I'm showing right now is very zoomed in, like a tiny
Yeah.
fraction of the frame that was captured.
Yeah. TAA is still
So
really good.
yeah, just keep in mind that you might want to have a lot of frames to get like really good
Yeah.
visuals.
So me turning like my anti-aliasing down really low and turning my frames down really low was just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
That's why
but
you
the
guys
same
have told
also
me to
applies
turn it
to
down.
resolution.
Yeah.
So here's another example of Spider-Man. You can see TAA at 1080p, it's quite
Oh
blurry.
God, yeah, you can't see anything.
But if you use it at 4K, then
It's
it
fine.
does blur it a little bit, but it looks still great. So
Kimmy
it's
next
like
shop
the more
computer.
information. I don't think I would make a
No, I
great
think
lecture.
you would do good at it. I think you'd, from one educator, okay, I think you'd do good at it because I'm actually retaining this information, and I'm a difficult student.
Oh.
hmm Take the
Thank you. I
compliment.
appreciate the compliment.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
But
see the difference in the the
yeah,
4K, the no AA versus the 1080 is, oh my God, look at that billboard down there.
yeah, it's super blurry. And TAA also tends to erase fine detail. I don't have an
hmm
example for that, but it also likes
No,
to erase
the
fine detail.
font. The font. Look at the sign. Look at the like subheading. It's gone.
Yeah, you can't read it at all.
It's just smudged.
Yeah, and here you can still read it perfectly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a big downside, which is by there's a whole subreddit called Fuck TAA where people are just very angry about it.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine being the person who like invented it. I'm thinking you were gonna do like peak performance, people gonna love you, and you just shit on all the time.
I mean, honestly speaking, it's better than FXAA, and with how unviable other options are because of the
Yeah.
performance impact,
Yeah.
it's really the best option we have at
We
the
have
moment.
FX AA that you just like explained that has made me go, what's the point? We've got these other ones. Why do we need this one?
But yeah, and this picture also I got from a YouTube video. There's a channel called Digital Foundry, which is about video games and stuff. And
Okay.
the reason why I can explain it that well is because they explain it so well to me in the YouTube
Mm.
video. So I highly recommend watching them if you
When
like are
when
really interested in this kind of stuff.
you've been educated well, you can educate another person well, is what I've always been told.
Yeah. One another thing to note about TAA is it has both a blessing and a curse,
Yeah.
or something that can be uh, called that. So here's a screenshot from
Ratchet and Clank.
yeah. So I keep forgetting that. And this is without anti-aliasing, and you can probably already notice what's wrong with it.
Oh yeah, I can. Ghastly.
So for metallic shading and
Yeah.
lighting, they use kind of this did way to do that. And the reason why they do it is because if you did it, it's like in a lower resolution, which is more performance.
Okay.
And if you know that you're already gonna primarily use TAA for it, what TAA can do for you here is clean that right up.
Oh, so they've used it to their advantage. That's clever.
Yeah. The blurring it does, they use it to advantage to make these kind of effects.
Yeah.
And this is also something that really benefits in ray tracing because ray tracing is also very noisy. Just to smoothen everything up, like those effects they use. They can use
Yeah.
them at a lower quality. So not only do they have a very cheap anti-aliasing solution, but they also can make their like light effects perform better by rendering them at a lower resolution and fixing it with TAA.
Oh, okay. That's
The
clever.
problem,
Using
of
the
course,
tools available.
yeah, it's clever, but it's also a curse because what if you don't like TAA? You can't just not use it because you're gonna get those ugly
Yeah.
artifacts.
Yeah. That
So
is
yeah,
true.
that's why for games that have TAA, more often than not, it's the only option that you have because everything else will just look off since they rely on it for their art
Yeah.
direction.
So if you put any of the others on, it wouldn't blur it for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it might do the like edge
Yeah.
smoothing,
Yeah,
but
but
it
it's
will
not gonna
not
do
fix
what.
all of this here.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Which brings me to the last one, called DLAA or Deep Learning Anti-Aliasing.
Yeah, DLAA is the one I see the most.
Yeah, this was also invented by NVIDIA, but was invented to be used with their upscaling technology DLSS. So you actually see it. It's actually quite funny that you say that you see it the most, because I don't really see it in games. Usually, they
Really?
don't give you the option to just use DLAA.
Hmm.
Usually, you can only use it together with DLSS, like because DLSS uses DLAA at the same time.
Oh yeah, DLSS also sounds very familiar.
And but this game actually allows you to use DLAA without any upscaling. And this is what it looks like. So if you switch back and forth, we can see it doesn't do. I mean, DLAA is kind of based on the same principle as TAA, so it does this smoothing of those
Yeah,
artifacts as well.
just doing it a little differently.
Yeah, but it does it in a sharper way.
Yeah.
So I found that it does not get rid of the jagged edges quite as well as TAA, at least in this game. But it does preserve detail way better. So you like, for example, here on this, you see like
Yeah.
highlights here,
Yeah.
and
Without
DLA
there's no
just completely
highlight.
erases them. So it is
Oh.
a little bit sharper.
Okay, so it's good. It's good.
I would say DLA is just a higher quality version of TAA, but depending on the implementation, it can be a bit more jagged than TAA, which is why in this game I use TAA because it looks cleaner. Because
It does
in my
look a lot
opinion,
cleaner.
in my opinion, jagged edges you will notice far more than tiny highlights in the distance being
Oh yeah.
erased.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it always depends on how it's implemented, like how TAA is implemented and then how
Mhm.
DLSS is implemented. It varies quite a lot from game to game
Mhm. Mhm.
because games use different versions of it and then implements TAA in a very different way. Yeah. Oh, yeah, something that I forgot to mention is all of the things that I explained here, I'm gonna make a lot of blanket statements because, as I explained with DLA, most of the time the answer is always it depends.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to make it easier for you. I'm just deciding based on what's usually better, not
Yeah.
what's always better, because it always depends.
Yeah. No, that's helpful. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm gonna grab something really quick. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm not gonna press anything. I'll just
Mm. After that, I have a few more words on anti-aliasing, and then we can go over to the common settings. Thank you, Wasa. I'm glad I'm not boring. Because I feel like I'm just like a lecturer at school, just explaining stuff boringly. Do I copy? Huh? Copy what? Let me actually ring something.
Kimmy, do you copy? He means like, do you copy? Do you catch what he's saying? So you have one more anti-listening thing and then common settings. I kept my headset on as I went to the kitchen.
Mm.
I grabbed like
No.
uh grabbed an ice pop because I'm not talking. so so I'm
Okay,
like,
yeah, that's fair.
yeah, I'm like I can use the chance to like cool down my voice so that I can yap some more in a little bit. But yeah, it's gotten hot
Mm.
here, so I've got these the ice pops that like they're like tubes of plastic with soda or
Oh
something
yeah,
in. Yeah,
yeah.
I am I am so obsessed right now with this one flavor. I need like a cloth to hold it. It's so cold. It's the
Mm.
slush puppy squeezy, and it's just blue. It's blue raspberry, and I know blue raspberry as a flavor doesn't exist, but it's my favorite. Yeah, brief
I mean, it
intermission.
is a made-up flavor that exists.
Uh-huh.
But
Mm.
I actually remember those because at our store we have like this import section, and I do remember seeing them there.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good for like just cooling you down a little bit when it's hot. They're good at like getting you hydrated, especially like when I was. If DB comes, tell him to do his homework. Oh, do all of us and DB live with each other or something? My model is gonna be picking up the weirdest things. All right,
Okay.
you can go ahead. I'm gonna enjoy my ice pop while I listen to this, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose which
I,
anti-aliasing I like the best.
okay. I had this exact conversation with my friends yesterday. I do not notice most of the details or change in FPS when playing my Eisenhower. I mean, if it's smaller changes in frame rate, you will not notice them. But
Mm-hmm.
if they're big, then you will most certainly notice like the game slowing down or something. Yeah, there's not one more. I mean,
Oh,
there's of course like
was
more than
muffled.
10 more anti-aliasing
Oh God.
things that I could talk about, but they are not common or they are like old and not used anymore. So it's not really worth talking about them.
Okay.
But what I want to talk about is my recommendations. So
Mm-hmm.
for everything, I prepared basically what I would recommend to use when. So anti-aliasing, my recommendation is one, to never use no anti-aliasing, because
Mm-hmm.
just using nothing, it just looks
It just
horrible.
looks ugly. Yeah, you're
I-
right.
If you really don't need every single frame that you can get, just use FXA. It's it looks still better than nothing, even
Mm-hmm.
if it's blurring it a bit.
Yeah.
But also at that point, upscaling is also an option, but we will get into that later. If you are playing a game that is very old or very easy to run, then super sampling can be a great option.
Mm-hmm.
So the SSA, the first thing that we talked about, because realistically, it costs a lot of performance, but if it's a very old game, then you're gonna have the extra performance headroom, and then you can make it look as good as it possibly could.
Yeah.
And then for any modern game that you want to run, you usually want to just use TAA if it's available, because that's what it's usually made with in mind.
TAAs for modern games, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anything that came out in like the last 5 to 10 years, if it has TAA, I will just use that.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Especially in games that have ray tracing.
What's ray tracing?
We can talk about this as well later.
Okay.
But
Okay.
basically, it's, to explain it in one sentence, it's simulating how light bounces in a 3D world to make
Oh.
lighting, shadows, and reflections as realistic as possible.
Okay.
And it is very cool, but the way it is implemented at games is, of course, because it's so intensive, they had to cut it down significantly. So there's going to be some. We will talk about this later, but yeah, it's not the same as like the ray tracing that you get from when you render something in Blender, because
Mm-hmm.
full ray tracing over an entire scene still takes like hours to days.
Yeah.
And they have to do it like 60 times per second. So they have to like make it faster.
Okay.
But because ray tracing costs were introduced into graphics cards, like dedicated hardware just for that,
Yeah.
it can be done so fast that it is actually making a visual difference, and it can run in real time, which is pretty awesome. And it also massively sped up render times for like professional productions. It is more of a future technology, though.
Hmm.
Well, let's talk about something that is relevant today. Let's talk about textures.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, oh wait, before that, dynamic resolution scaling. You might see in some games they allow you to enable a setting called dynamic resolution scaling.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what that basically does, is you set a frame rate that you want to hit, and then the game will dynamically, while it's running, just lower the resolution of the game or increase it to hit that target.
Okay.
So let's say you have a game where in like you're in a city, for example, and it runs very smooth because not a lot going on, and then you go into battle and then it lags out because quite a lot more is going on and more has to be rendered.
Mm-hmm.
What resolution scaling would do is it would render at a higher resolution when you're in that city, because it has an easier time hitting, for example, 60 FPS. But when
Yeah.
it goes to battle, it will reduce the resolution quite a bit, so it will still
Oh,
hit
so you don't
60.
lose performance.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
quite useful if you want to hit a certain frame rate target.
That's clever, yeah.
It is also used in consoles together with upscaling algorithms to like ensure, like that's what makes those claims of PS5 and Xbox being able to run games at 4K.
Okay.
Because native 4K is something that you get in games that's easy to run. But like in those AAA titles, it's always a mixture of dynamic resolution scaling and upscaling
Yeah.
to get there. And it is also less common in PCs because, for one, they expect people to like set their settings to hit a resolution target,
Mm-hmm.
to hit a frame rate target, and upscaling algorithms are usually are always better at reconstructing detail than just lowering the resolution and then making it bigger again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually quite rare on PC games, at least on the games that I had. I didn't really see this option very often. I think on one game, and that was about it. Oh, yeah.
That makes
Then
sense.
there's view distance.
Yeah, view distance. I remember you guys talking about that one.
Yeah, view distance basically how far can you look? Like how
Yeah.
much of the world is being rendered? How far? Uh, I don't really have a graphic for it because it's very easy to
Mhm.
to like visualize. But
Yeah.
basically, more stuff to render means it needs more time and the frame rate is lower. High GPU impact, of course. Though Minecraft is a bit of an outlier because it has to generate the world as you're playing. So a
Yeah.
higher view distance also means way higher CPU usage.
Mhm. Having to generate more.
Yeah, and the setting presets are usually like low, medium, high, ultra, and stuff. Uh, it's one of those things where I would say setting it. I mean, in general, I would say setting graphic settings to the highest possible is almost never worth it because it's quite a lot of performance from the second
Yeah.
highest.
Yeah.
But the actual visual difference is not going to be very noticeable.
Really not. I've had that a
So
lot.
in competitive games like Fortnite, they always will tell you to have this exact setting at the highest, so you can see as far as possible to have an competitive advantage.
Mhm.
But outside of that, I would say it's more of a yeah, it's nice to see to be able to see further, but you don't really need it if you need more of the frame rate.
Yeah.
It is certainly something that you could reasonably turn down if you need more frames.
Everything that you're
Uh,
explaining is making me realize that a game that I played as a child would have made you want to claw your eyes out because it is the opposite of everything that you've been describing to me.
I mean, that's me now, but back in the days, I also had a very weak laptop and was playing on the lowest settings.
Oh,
I
no,
wasn't
no, no,
complaining
no.
back then.
This wasn't the lowest settings. This was just how the game was built.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
You'd be like, what the actual fuck is this?
if a game is specifically designed to be with low view distance,
Hmm.
it can still look right. Because I remember back in the PS1 era,
Yeah.
they had very low draw distances usually because of
Oh,
the
yeah.
limitations of the hardware.
Yeah.
But that also made games look more uncanny and horror-like. So it was perfect for horror games.
Yeah, that worked. But, hold on, what's it called? View
Mm.
distance. Let me see if I can Google this and find it. This was, like, the world didn't load in. Um, but you could still see, like, enemies and stuff.
Oh, and that's bad.
And you could see, like, the grey, like, off map, basically.
Mm.
You could see things walking around and, let me just type in the grey, because everybody knew it.
Minecraft has a problem with how it's generating. Yeah, I mean Minecraft in general is just like very unoptimized, primarily because it's written in Java,
Oh, hold
which
on,
is not a fast programming language.
there we go.
Yeah,
Send you that real quick.
and the eye change is intentional.
That's
Let's
what it would
see.
look like.
Oh
It
my god,
just,
those are some simple graphics.
oh yeah! Oh yeah! And that's what I mean about it wouldn't load in. Oh, hold on, yeah. So it wouldn't load
I
in.
pull
So
it
go
up.
ahead,
No, I
using,
have it. I pulled it up on
mhm.
my thing.
This is 6 years ago. This is from Corporate Clash, somebody who's trying to revive the old game. Um, which is great because this is somebody who just really, really loves the old game and is trying to fix it, essentially. Um,
Mm.
but they are working with really broken code, so that's why I'm like more forgiving. Um, Also the eyes be changed. Yeah, because I was typing and E is my toggle for that. But yeah, so what's going on there? Like, is that view distance? Is that an anti-aliasing problem? Why hasn't that loaded in?
That's a view distance thing. So you can see the stars and the purple background.
Mm-hmm.
I at a shorter view distance, you're basically pushing the skybox closer.
Okay.
Right?
The
Not
skybox is really
directly,
close in
but
this game.
that's but that's what the programmer of this game decided to do to
Okay.
kind of mask the short distance. Because you could literally just have the skybox be normal and then just have there a void where nothing is there. But
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have to put something there, like whether it's a fog that doesn't allow you to see further,
Yeah.
or like some fake skybox that acts as a like placeholder.
Yeah. The
Kind of have to
skybox
put
is
something there so it looks still
fine.
coherent. Yeah, this is certainly better than nothing. But it's
It
also not ideal.
was made by
And for
Disney.
house, oh my god.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
I'm
for
judging it so hard, because it's like, this was made by Disney. You can do better, Disney. Come on.
yeah, and for how simple this game looks, I would expect the draw distance to be way higher.
Mm-hmm.
Because this
Mm-hmm.
could reasonably run on a washing machine or something.
Oh no, no. It ran terribly on every single laptop I ever had, and it runs decently on my PC now because somebody else is in control of it, just somebody who loves the game, and is trying to make it better than what it was. This is an MMO, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is Toontown Online. I used to play the shit out of it when I was a kid.
I
I
see, but
could
yeah.
I could do a Toontown stream. That'd be funny. But
Let's go
yeah. So
see
you
the
can
Gen connection.
yeah. you you can see the thing, the anti-aliasing that you told me about. Look at the arm where it's all like jagged. There isn't any, is
Yeah, and
there?
the ears.
Yeah. Doesn't look like there's any in
I would
place.
say, if I look closely, wait, if I put it this way. Yeah, I think there's no anti-aliasing applied at all.
Wow.
That's what I would
Wow. I didn't know that. That's
think.
crazy.
Either that or they also use MSAA and then they have like some rim light shader that is not anti-aliased, of course. But
Oh,
that's not the case on the
mm-mm.
floors here.
That's not lighting. That's not
So,
lighting. That's the texture of the animal's head. It
so
just
it's
looks
backed
like that.
into the texture.
Yeah, it just looks like that.
Yeah.
The lighting on it looks like that no matter where the animal is.
Okay. Then they just don't use anti-aliasing at all.
Hmm. You keep trying to give it hope, and I keep having to go, no, no.
I'm just like looking closely to see whether they actually tried something
Oh,
or
and
whether they do nothing.
that tree over there, by the way, you see the tree on the right?
Mhm.
It's flat. When you go towards it, it's not a 3D object. As you move around it,
It's
it
very blurry
turns.
too.
Yeah, as you move around it, it turns to remain like facing you at this flat angle.
That's quite funny because there's also a topic that will come up soon. Level of detail. Basically, things that are directly in front of you are rendered at a higher detail
Mm-hmm.
than things that are further away.
Yeah.
And typically for trees, for the trees that are the furthest away, they're literally that, just like a PNG that rotates with you. But because it's so far away, you don't really notice that.
So they use that same method here on a tree that's right fucking in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Essentially.
They can do better. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
can't believe Disney made this.
Mm.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, yeah, I've got to do a stream of it now just so you can see. Because, like, this obviously, there's no way that some kid in college is going to be able to patch it up perfectly. I mean, the fact that he got it running is a miracle in and of itself, you know?
Yeah.
But I will absolutely show off some of the things. That part of why they've left some of these things alone is not because they can't fix them, but because it's like nostalgic charm, you know? Like,
Mm.
I love my shitty 2D tree.
True.
Yeah, I'll show you some more of it. Anyway, yeah.
It's like I remember in Final Fantasy XIV there was a thing where grapes and stuff looked very low poly.
They still do. They've only just fixed them. They've only just fixed them. Funny
That's
as
so
hell.
funny.
There's a mod. There's a mod where you can just add grapes to everything. Make a grape cane, grape hat, low poly grapes. funny as hell.
Nice. Okay, let's talk about the next thing. Hang on. Wait, what's this? Oh yeah, right. I forgot one thing. Back to the TAA. Wait, no, what? So I'm confused by my own files. Oh yeah, on the base of settings like how ultra can be much more intensive, but not really as different as high.
Mhm.
I also found this, made this screenshot. So this is a game, and it shows on the left volumetric fog, which is like this fog basically,
Yeah.
at a medium quality and at a high quality. And this is like a perfect example of turning up the quality of a setting can look identical or like almost the same.
Yeah, but it can mess with your
But
CPU,
the
GPU.
frame time difference is quite big, like 23 milliseconds, which is like 37 FPS, I think,
Mhm.
versus wait, that's 42 FPS, and then 27 milliseconds, which is 34 FPS.
Mhm.
That's quite a big difference for something that
Doesn't
you
look any
cannot see
different.
really.
Yeah. No shit.
So that's why it's also also very it's worth it to play around with settings to see like does
Yeah.
changing the setting actually make a difference or not.
There we
Okay.
go. My mouth is blue.
And let's go to textures.
Yeah.
Textures are a funny one because you will immediately notice there's like a 10 FPS difference between low and very high.
Yeah.
Typically, texture quality will not have a frame rate difference at all,
Mhm.
or should not have, or very minimal. So I don't quite know why I lost 10 FPS there. But here's the difference between the lowest texture quality setting and the highest.
They're the same picture.
And yeah, okay, it does
I
look the same at
can't tell the difference.
in the stream. But for example, here you see it looks quite pixelated on this
Yeah.
TV thing here,
Yeah.
and on this side it looks quite
Oh,
sharp.
okay. It is a little cleaner. Yeah. I'm watching it through.
And
I'm not
here,
watching it through my OBS, by the way. I'm watching it through like the Discord screen share.
yeah,
But
might be less noticeable because of the compression.
I don't have an eye. I don't have an eye for this stuff. It looks very similar. Definitely not worth losing 10 FPS for.
uh, Texture quality is something that I would actually say is worth it to put at the highest setting
Yeah.
because of how different it looks. It might be not as noticeable on the actual Discord stream, but in game when you're actually playing it, you will
Yeah.
most definitely notice the muddy looking textures. Like, look at this; it looks like someone threw up here or
Oh,
something.
yeah. That
And then
is.
on this side, it actually looks like that.
Oh, it does. You're right. That other one does look like vomit. Ew.
And then here also, these textures look extremely pixelated and just
Blocky.
smeary. And here they look perfectly sharp.
Yeah, and the ear there, it's not fluffy. It's blurry. That's actual fluff.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, textures are basically the images that make up the detail here
Yeah.
in a 3D.
We've just had a massive texture update to 14 for Dawn Trail, so
There's difference apparently. But the actual difference that it makes is the use in video RAM. So
yeah.
here we have 7.7 gigabytes, and here we have 10, which is quite a lot more.
Yeah.
So if you were to play this game, for example, on a 4060, which only has 8 gigabyte VRAM,
Yeah.
on low, you would be fine. On very high, you would run into problems.
Yeah.
VRAM is basically like the RAM that you have like normally in your computer,
Mhm.
but it's on your graphics card and is for your graphics card for textures and everything.
Okay.
And the same as RAM is like it doesn't matter how much you use, the performance will always be the same, except when you go over and use more than you have. Then
Yeah.
things start to lag and to stutter and everything. So for texture quality, my recommendation is actually use the highest settings that you can fit into your VRAM, basically.
Okay.
Simply because, in my opinion, I think the texture quality makes a huge difference to how a game looks.
Yeah.
It's not. Admittedly, I didn't pick like a good example here, but if you switch between those settings in literally any game, you will really notice it most of the time.
Actually, hold on. I got an example. Graphic update. This is what why does it keep trying to paste it twice? Just 10, Jesus. Okay. This is the update that we're getting to the textures with our new expansion.
Oh, that's a tiny picture.
Oh, is it? Oh shit. Hold on a minute. There's a tiny picture!
It's exactly
Give
the
me a
same.
minute! I'll get a bigger one. I'll get a bigger one. I don't think it was gonna be that small. Give me a second. God damn it. Here we go. That's much bigger.
There we go.
So, like, just look at the hair.
Yeah, the hair
Yeah.
here looks pretty pixelated, and here it looks actually very
Yeah.
detailed.
We've been playing on the left for the past, like, 10 years. We're just now getting the one on the right.
Yeah.
Skadi looks alive for the first time ever. Gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, that's the kind of difference that texture quality makes
It does,
on a higher
yeah.
setting. So yeah, again, my recommendation is as high as you can go until you're as high as your graphics card allows you to have with the VRAM. Because you don't really lose performance. It's just about clarity.
Okay. What is it that drains the performance most of all? If it's not the aliasing and it's not the texture, what's draining the performance?
It highly depends on
The game.
what it's using. A pretty big one, and we will talk about this very soon. Actually, yeah, very soon, is shadows. Shadows are very heavy to render, and by lowering them, you can actually get quite a performance improvement.
Okay. I never
But
thought about
let's
shadows
go.
being that much, like, of an impact.
Yeah. Back when I had a less powerful laptop, shadows would always be the first thing that I would turn on, simply because it makes such a huge difference.
Okay.
It of course always depends on like how what kind of shadows does the game use, how heavily does it use them, and what graphics card do you have.
Oh, hi, Sam. Hi.
So, hello. So again,
Hello.
blanket statements.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to go over very quickly is also texture filtering. So next to texture quality, you also get a texture filtering option.
Texture filter.
And you basically get two options, two sets of options. One is trilinear.
Yeah.
And the other one is anisotropic, which comes in flavors from 2x, 4x, 8x, and 16x.
Okay.
I think here the difference is not quite as obvious. Oh no, you can see it. Like here you can see additional detail that you don't have with trilinear.
Yeah. There's a lot more extra detail that's been hidden there.
Yeah.
Actually, a big difference.
Because in general, the image looks way sharper.
Yeah.
I think the actual texture quality setting wasn't as clear because on both of these examples I used 16x anisotropic. But this setting actually affects the performance quite a bit. I mean, 187 versus 203.
Oh, geez.
That is not that big, but it is actually a noticeable difference.
Very
However,
noticeable.
it is 16x here. So given that it is a difference, but not really a huge difference, and as you can see, like the difference in visual quality is quite substantial.
Yeah.
My recommendation is to just set it as anisotropic, but 8x, because the difference between 8x and 16x is barely noticeable, but you
Okay.
do lose a few frames for 16x.
Okay.
The texture filtering, I would just flat out say in every game, in every scenario, just put it on 8x,
Okay.
because the impact is small and the visual impact is big,
Got it.
in my opinion. Oh yeah, let's go over to shadows,
Okay.
which we just talked about. So for shadows, there's two different types in the game. There's baked shadows or static shadows,
Mhm.
and there's dynamic shadows or shadows that actually move.
Oh, yeah, like when a tree blows in the wind.
Exactly.
Mm.
The main difference between is that baked shadows don't cost you any performance because they are pre-calculated on things that you know that you won't move.
Mhm.
Like let's say you have a map with skyscrapers and everything, and you're not going to move them ever. So
No.
why not just draw the shadows onto them instead of calculating them every frame? And that's how it's basically
Oh.
done for baked shadows.
Okay.
Pretty much every game uses a combination of static and dynamic shadows.
Yeah.
And dynamic shadows, of course, have to be calculated each frame because it's for things that are actually moving and therefore are also very performance intensive.
Mhm.
So you want to be careful with, if you develop a game, want to be careful with how many lights you put into the game. But also, this is a great source of reducing or gaining frames if you want to turn on a setting.
Yeah.
So here's a graphic. So on the left, I have the lowest settings, and on the right, I have the highest settings. And what you immediately will notice is that
Shadows
here in
are
the shadows, it
rough,
looks
jagged.
quite stair-steppy, very jagged, especially here on the
Yeah.
character, which is very dynamic. It basically looks like Minecraft.
Yeah.
And then on this side, it's perfectly
Smooth
smooth and
matches.
nice. Now, that's the difference between the lowest and the highest setting. And the FPS difference here, 172 versus 140, that's quite substantial.
It is.
It does sound like it's quite the same with the earlier one with 200 FPS and then 180, but
Yeah.
again, those are lower frame rates, so the actual percentage is higher. But this is also something that you can really gain a lot of frames from if you turn it down from like ultra to high or medium. And between those steps, you usually don't see much of a difference.
Mhm.
Something that I have to highlight again is this is not as big of a difference as it could be. Again, it depends on the game and it depends on the graphics card. I have a high-end graphics card, so the difference is not going to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
insane. But for a low-end card, it can actually be quite substantial.
Mhm. Like for me, it would be
Yeah.
quite a big deal.
Yeah. So my recommendation is. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, yeah. One thing that I forgot to mention is dynamic shadows. There's two different ways.
Mhm.
One is rasterized and the other one is ray traced. And
Yeah.
I would say that ray traced shadows
Yeah.
don't necessarily look better, but they are more accurate to
More
uh,
accurate?
what they cast. Yeah.
Like, is it more like the right?
So the shadows, like the softness,
Yeah.
because if you have, let's say, you have a lamp
Yeah.
and you have the sun shining on it,
Yeah.
because the lamp is basically very close to the ground, the shadow on the ground will be very sharp.
Yeah.
But if it's something that is further away from
It's soft. Yeah.
uh, it gets softer. Yeah.
We did a whole lesson on shadows and how like the distance of light to the object changes the size of the shadow. Like it's funny you're saying this. It's all fresh in my mind from teaching my year 3 students. So like,
Yeah.
I can do this one. Uh, so the ray
But
tracing makes it more accurate, as in it changes the softness based on the light.
yeah, and how
Oh,
like the position of the shadow as well, and then the
hmm.
shadows between objects.
Never thought about that before.
But then it also depends on the implementation. One thing to note about ray traced shadows is, or ray tracing in general, is the objects they trace these
Hmm.
rays on.
Yeah.
It's usually much lower detail, so the shadows can actually look lower quality because they don't have as much detail on it.
Okay.
But it all depends on implementation again. uh, it's just that over the years we've
Yeah.
gotten so good at faking shadows, is that ray trace shadows don't really, or can actually look pretty much the same as rasterized shadows,
Yeah.
but just be more accurate. Yeah, but more on that on the ray tracing section. Yeah, I would say a recommendation: put it on medium or high usually,
Okay.
because on low it will like look pixelated usually. Medium high is like a good sweet spot. I would never put it on the highest setting, and I would never turn them completely off,
Hmm.
because not having shadows just ruins the look of the game, I feel like.
Oh yeah. If you don't have shadows, I mean, like that's gonna break your immersion so fast.
Yeah, it's better to have low quality ones than none, none at all. Which brings me to another shadow thing, but not quite the same thing. Ambient occlusion.
Ambient occlusion.
So here it is with ambient occlusion on. You can see the grass has shadows still and
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
but it does look a little bit flat. So let me think. What ambient occlusion basically does is it shades the creases and corners of objects to give them more depth.
Yeah.
And there's multiple different ways to do it. So this is a screenshot with it off, and then this one is one with screen space. Wait, what's it called? Screen space ambient occlusion,
Yeah.
which is one technique to do it. I want to specifically highlight this thing over here because
Yeah.
without it,
Oh.
kind of looks a bit flat, doesn't it?
Yeah. But then the shadows appear.
Yeah.
Ah.
So it adds basically extra shading that realistically should be there.
Yeah.
Just in the grass, you can see it. Like it
Yeah.
darkens the shadows,
Yeah. A little bit of that.
makes them look a bit more realistic.
Yeah.
What about the difference in performance? So with it on, we get 125, and with it off,
Really, not
129.
that
So
much
it's
difference.
not that much. But to note again, high-end GPU and modern game, it's
Yeah.
probably quite a bit optimized.
Okay.
It can make a bigger difference, but generally, I would say it is worth it to have it on. However, there are more ways to do it. So I talked about screen
Yeah.
space ambient occlusion. What they found with that as a problem is that it can be quite noisy. I didn't notice it in this game, but apparently in other games it can be pretty noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
So they came up with another way, which is called horizon-based ambient occlusion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have screenshots for those because I just want to quickly explain like if you come across these settings, what they pretty much mean.
Mm-hmm.
And HBAO and horizon-based ambient occlusion is basically a better version, but it's also slightly more demanding.
Oh, thank you, SS.
So if you look at ambient occlusion in your games,
I need to refill that in a minute.
like if you see
Wasa's resumed a hydrate and a posture check for us.
Oh,
And then my cup's almost empty. I'm like, oh, okay.
okay. Yeah,
You do the
I'll be
same.
quick.
You're in my dream right now. You gotta do the same. Drink.
Yeah. I'll just finish this real quick. So if you see ambient occlusion as a setting in the game,
Yeah.
you usually have the option of off, the option of SSAO, which is what I just explained.
Yeah.
Then there's HBAO. So what you will actually see most of the time is HBAO plus, because
Okay.
this horizon-based ambient occlusion is quite a bit slower than screen space, but they optimize it, and the plus basically means that it's the performance optimized version. Still not
Okay.
as fast as SSAO, but it's the performance difference is not that big. Then there's XEGTAO. That's something that this game specifically has, but not many other games. It's basically just a higher quality version made by Intel from HBAO. Then, of course, there's RTAO, or ray traced ambient occlusion.
Yeah.
Which uses ray tracing and is very slow, but also the most accurate. And what all of this basically means is the performance impact usually is pretty low. So if you want to save on performance, I would just use SSAO.
Okay. There's no
Can
point
use higher
turning it off.
options to make it look a little bit better, but I didn't really notice that much of a visual difference on these.
Yeah.
So SSAO is a good place to put it. But also, if you really need the frames, you can also just turn it off. It's fine.
Yeah.
But SSAO is my recommendation. Okay. Time to hydrate and stretch.
I feel like I'm learning a lot from this. Like a lot.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, in a perfect world, you wouldn't have need to because the game would just do it for you. But unfortunately,
the game doesn't do it for
it
you. The
does
game
really
just
work.
forces you to learn all this shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've got about 10 minutes left before I have to run and get ready for what? More stuff tomorrow because oh god, do I have a busy day tomorrow? Oh,
No,
but
I have to go to the office tomorrow.
You do? Oh. But what I want to say is, I'm actually really enjoying this. So, do you want to go ahead and plan to continue, like, next Monday?
Yes, of course.
Same thing. Another
Next
lesson.
one. Or we
Yay!
can also do earlier if you want to. I mean, are we doing something on Wednesday?
Are we? Are we playing Minecraft? Are we doing something on Wednesday?
I mean, we could also do this if you
We
want to.
could do this on Wednesday if you wanted.
Yes.
You've got that Wednesday slot. You can do what you want with it. Your TV slot.
All right, we're doing this again on Wednesday night.
All right, perfect.
Just,
Yeah, we can continue it.
there's still quite a lot of stuff to cover here.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're not gonna get through it in 10 minutes, so I'm just like, okay, this is good. So far I have learned anti-aliasing, textures, and ambient occlusion, and I feel like I actually have a good grasp
And
on
shadows.
it. And shadows, yeah. And yeah, I feel like I do know now when I load up Monster Hunter, okay, I can edit these settings to get the best performance and still make it look nice. And like, I couldn't do that before. So thank you. You are really good at explaining.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I spent a lot of time researching all of this.
No, I figured
I'm glad it was worth it.
It was so worth it because now I can actually like make use of making my stream look nice.
Yeah. What I wanted to say is, so the way I learned this, especially when I was younger, was just in games to go to these settings and then just do the lowest look at it and then do the highest look at it and then see like what does it do.
Yeah.
And I just recommend, if you have a game that allows you to change these settings on the fly, like where you can actually see
rather than
in real time
restart the game
changing.
to revert, blah blah blah. Yep. That'd be
Yeah,
handy.
just
Yeah.
like play around with it. Like something I like about these PlayStation ports, like Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man, is that they all have this menu.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because maybe many native PC games don't have that, and then there's PlayStation just porting stuff to the PC and doing it better. Yeah, those are really variable to find the settings. And of course, there's this one YouTube channel that I talked about. I will send you a link to it. Just like so you heard of them. They make great videos on this kind of stuff. So that's also a good way to learn about it.
It would be handy. I think Zero knows all of it, but I could still send it to him because he did he's game developer, game designer. I can't remember which one. They're two different things. A game designer and a game developer are like two separate things or something.
Yeah.
And he's one but not the other, and I can't fucking remember. All I know is he's stressed.
I mean, isn't that just working a job in a nutshell?
He's stressed and he doesn't like the whole working with the team thing, because when he had the team in college, oh boy, did he want to kill them.
Yeah, I can really relate to that.
He's like, hey, I'm in a different time zone, so I can meet at this time and this time. And they're like, all right. He said, I can meet anytime before 7 p.m. And they're like, so meeting tomorrow, 7 p.m. sound good? And he's just like, motherfucker, my message is above your message. Did you read it? He's like, I can't do it. I don't know how the fuck he got through college without killing someone.
Yeah, I can relate to this so hard.
But yeah, he still finds all this stuff super interesting because he's just a clever dude. But yeah, send me any links. I'd love to see it. And I'm going to test it.
So I will
on Zoo Tycoon.
Send you the laptop pics that I have, and then the
yeah. No spoilers for what you're going to teach me on Wednesday, of course.
Yeah. But it's so we've got through 71 lines of notes that I took, and I have in total 185 lines. So there's still more than half of stuff to explain.
So we got like a third through
it? Like more a half, but a bit
like
less than that.
Okay. Cool.
Let's just say a third. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good for 2.5 hours. So if we do another stream on Wednesday for another like 2.5 hours, we should be able to do the same thing. And this time, I will stack the ice pops next to me. Or I'll bring my knitting. That might be a good idea. I learn best when I'm doing something with my hands. Like, I've just been fidgeting with like just anything on my desk this entire time, and I'm like absorbing the information better because I'm fucking with like Hamtaro Nendoroid basically. 94. Oh my god, Babo, you poor thing. Oh, that's rough. 94. Not that hard for me. It's
Holy
like,
shit, that's
temperature is it for me? 16 Celsius? 34. Oh my.
Celsius too.
You poor thing. Deep breaths, ice. If you can, go without clothing. It ain't worth it.
Yeah. No pants, fam.
Yeah. No pants. It's not worth it. I found it. I found the game.
Oh.
The Zoo Tycoon. That's the thing. I wanna load it up, and I wanna use the skills that I have learned today to make it look as pretty as possible. I will still need my lesson on Wednesday to perfect it, but I think I could do some of it.
Yeah. It's all about balancing visuals versus performance.
But this has been really good at explaining, and I feel like I can actually walk away with knowledge that I can use rather than walk away and go, I didn't learn a thing from that. We've all had those classes. We've all had those classes. Yeah. My style of teaching is the same sort of way. I try to teach visually, be like by you showing me all these images and showing me before and after and like explaining it with so many different examples, that is how I learn best. And so that's how I try to
Mm.
teach because that's how it works for me. So maybe it'll work for somebody else rather than just read off a curriculum or read off a script. Um,
Sent it to me with lots of examples and stuff.
yeah, yeah. And I like using banter as well. That's why when in teaching, that's why I prefer to be like a support or a one-to-one because then you can build up that relationship with the student and do like back and forth and banter and check with them as they're learning. Are you getting this? You understanding it,
Yeah.
right? And then like I I use giggles a lot as well. I had this one girl who wasn't like getting it with her math, and she was being kind of like sweet but sassy about it. Um,
Mm.
and I would explain it to her, and she missed it. And then I explained it again, and she missed it again, but she was giggling at that point. And rather than me being frustrated, or being frustrated but hiding it, I let her see my frustration by gasping and pretending to bang my head on the desk and be like, I don't know how I could do this.
Yeah.
Because it was like she was repeating the number back to me, and then I was repeating it back but mixing it up because like we'd just been over this number like 7 times. I was like, I can't do this anymore. My brain hurts. It's too much math. And when she saw that it was like, when she saw that I was also like, math sucks. I can't do it. My head hurts. She was way more receptive. But like, class teacher can't do that because she has to
Yeah.
maintain that composure for the entirety of the class. I could do that. That's why I like the job. It's so much fun. And it
Like
worked.
when you teach a whole class, you also don't like when someone doesn't
Mhm.
get it, it's also harder to help them because you
Yeah.
gotta get through with your stuff,
Yeah,
and
you've got to
then
get
people
through
just
it.
like are lost.
And that's why one-to-ones and that's why teaching supports are so important because they can
Yeah.
see because like as the teacher is teaching, what I do is I kind of just float, which means I walk around the classroom and just observe. And if I see any distress on any of the students' faces, I like zoom next to them, get to their level. I'm like, all right, what you stuck on? Let's go over it again. Like I'll reiterate it to them, and then they've got it, and then they can catch up super fast. And then they haven't had to
Mm.
raise their hand, stop the class, get the teacher's attention, all that, all because they had another adult notice that they were struggling and step in. And that's what the job is. And did you know some
Yeah.
countries don't do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I noticed that in school as well. Like
Yeah, it's
when I was
absurd.
in school,
Yeah, in
like so,
yeah, go on.
I feel like teachers often expect people to like speak up when they are struggling with something, but in
Yeah,
reality they often don't. So you
yeah,
kind of have to like be on the lookout for them.
exactly. And it shows in the grades. It really does. But then the teacher can't find the time to take that one student aside. So that's why when you've got an assistant or a support worker with you, you can say like my teachers, they'll go, we're split into groups today, and then she'll give me like a stack of workbooks and say, can you take this group out of the classroom into a quiet area like the nook of the library or somewhere in the school and just one-to-one it with them, and I'll take like 4 kids and just talk to them about it and get them up to speed, and usually they'll breeze through it just because then they'll have someone's undivided attention, and it works.
Mm.
Can you teach me?
Yeah.
Well, as I said, I would love to teach you, but unfortunately, I refuse to go above Key Stage 2 because I'm really bad at math, and going beyond fractions is not in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
I don't do high school, I don't do middle school. Not that there's anything wrong with the students. I can't do the math schoolwork myself. So how the fuck can I teach it?
Yeah. Can't
Plus
teach what you don't know.
little kids are so sweet. Little kids, they'll tell you your hair is pretty, and they'll say your dress is pretty. They'll like tie their hair up and be like, my hair matches you today, Miss Skadi. And I'm like, yeah, we match. We're twinsies. It's just cute. Oh
Yeah.
no, what says you don't suck at anything. Except this is gonna be about being a femboy.
Is it about overkill?
Is it about finding seashells in Minecraft? You're damn good at that. Aerodynamics. And gay. There it is! You gotta love when they're skilled at being gay. Alright. Well, thank you so much for the lesson tonight, Kimmy. And thank you for the chat. It was lovely.
Yeah, thank you too for inviting me and listening to me yap about stuff.
Oh no, I loved it. I'm gonna go and use all of this now. So, is there anyone that we want to raid? Let's check.
Oh, Tsuki's streaming.
She is?
That's rare.
That's who we're going with then.
Yippee.
How do I spell that again? Kaki, Ray, Desu.
Don't worry about it, there will be more on Wednesday. Same time.
Just rewatch the VOD. Took my coat off. Alright, we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid Ski. We're gonna go in and we're just gonna yell yap. Alright? That's what I want to hear from everybody. Yap. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I don't have a proper ending. We'll see you on Wednesday. Until then, sleep well, sweet dreams, and bye-bye. Let's go.
Wait, that was a good outro.